Good morning, Mario. And good morning, Switch fans. It's a happy Monday. The sun is shining. We're all alive here together, and I'm getting my wisdom teeth out tomorrow. Plus, this is the week that Nintendo must update Animal Crossing New Horizons, so it's gonna be a good one, and we got some interesting news to discuss, including some awesome new Switch games pulling through. We've got more confirmation that the Wii U and 3DS eras are being set out to sea for good, and Valve takes some shots at the Switch, comparing that Steam Deck to our hybrid platform, and I want to talk to you all about it. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Smash that like button. Let me know in the comments down below how you're doing, what you're thinking, and if you grabbed that merch. Real quick, the merch went up on Saturday. It's been flying off the shelves, and that makes sense because it's available for 2 weeks only. And today, I want to give you a little update. I know some of you aren't as into the tie-dye as I. It is very colorful, it is very fun, it's very trendy, but some of you want something a little more simple, so I have added a very basic black shirt, bringing you the white logo on the front and the back if you want to keep things a little more low-key. Now, obviously, I prefer the tie-dye, but I wanted to present this option for those of you that asked for it. Plus, it'll allow you to order in some larger sizes, which is another nice option as well. All right, let's get on to the news, which is Legend of Zelda related to begin. Skyward Sword is selling like hotcakes. I don't know what a hotcake is, that's the expression. Maybe I should say it's selling like PS5s. Or selling like Tickle Me Elmo back in my day, but it's the third best Switch seller on Amazon after just 10 days. Okay, that is pretty darn crazy. Number 1 this year is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Number 2 this year is Animal Crossing New Horizons. And number 3 this year is now Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. That shows you how much hunger there is for LOZ on Link's 35th, and Nintendo, they're just sitting back. Or maybe this was actually a super smart, calculated move because they were able to pump out an old port and push millions of units because players are so hungry for Zelda action. And there's nothing else coming. 10 days to number 3, that's impressive to me, and it's also selling super well in other territories. I think this one's gonna continue to sell really well, probably up to Breath of the Wild 2, because there's nothing else quite like it. And a return to more linear dungeon diving has proven a lot of fun. I'm still enjoying Skyward Sword, and I'm impressed. They have done it once again. Now, it's the final week of July, but it's anything but a quiet goodbye because the Switch has a ton of titles releasing this week, and they're awesome. All right, tomorrow sees the release of 2 anticipated games. We got the great Ace Attorney Chronicles from Capcom, and we've got Neo: The World Ends With You from Square Enix, and they have reviewed incredibly well. All right, Capcom is just dominating the charts. Monster Hunter Rise, Stories 2, and now great Ace Attorney Chronicles coming in with an 88 Metacritic. And reviewers are saying that the stories are super engaging, the games are great, and it's so good that after a 6-year wait, we finally get them localized. Also remember, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is 2 games for $40, which is a nice package. Now, Neo: The World Ends With You has similar strong scores, coming in with an 83 Metacritic, and reviewers are pleased that they found a way to still capture the charm of the original. It's got one screen, it's years later, but they still made a way to create a really innovative and awesome JRPG that mixes up not only the mood, but also the mechanics. Now, some say, hey, it does rely a little heavily on the OG game, but I think that's what fans want, and that's definitely what I want because I love the vibes from the original World Ends With You. I'm excited to check out both of these, but it's so good to see Switch games succeeding. I know these are kind of genre specific. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is like visual novel meets courtroom drama, and then Neo, TWEWY, is a JRPG through and through, but quirky. Let me know if you're interested in either of these, or if the review scores that we're now seeing has perked your ears and you might pick one up. Because after this, it's kind of a wait. Nintendo doesn't really have a first-party title in August. There is No More Heroes 3, which looks awesome. And then we gotta go to September, October, November, December, and that's when all those E3 announcements really start kicking in. One thing that's kicking out, though, is clearly the 3DS and Wii U. We talked about how the eShop is on its way out. They started shuttering credit card payments, and it just seems like these services are going to be dust balls before you know it. It's like that old Wild West scene where you see the Wii U and 3DS eShops rolling through and you're like, Dylan's Rolling Western? And they're like, no, it's just the shell of what used to be. a true eShop experience. And the reason we're talking about it again today is because a YouTube channel, Impact Game Station, got a report from a developer that supposedly Nintendo is completely shuttering submissions for new games on these platforms, which might sound a bit odd considering that they are platforms of the past, but some games still come out, especially on 3DS. That is a platform that a lot of people own, and it's expected, it makes sense, but this email supposedly says, "We hereby wish to inform you that it has been decided to cease the acceptance of submissions for new Nintendo 3DS, Wii U titles for eShop release by the end of the current fiscal year, effective April 1st, 2022. The Nintendo 3DS, Wii U eShops will remain active and submissions of patches will still be processed until further notice. Please take these deadlines into your consideration in your planning for upcoming digital releases." And again, it really feels like all signs point toward this being killed off soon, probably by the end of 2022. And for a lot of you, it won't really mean a whole lot much, but if you are a collector, if you are a preserver, if you are a fan of Virtual Console, then yeah, these guys are on the way out. Or if you're just someone who was hard at work on your 3DS game for the last 10 years and you're just about to release it, well, good golly, you better hurry up, okay? And if you somehow got a Wii U way late and you actually like that controller and you're building something magical, well, please put it out, because pretty soon it seems like you may not have a chance. Steam Deck versus Switch, a battle that has been painted by a couple people as a direct competition between two clashing handheld consoles vying for video game supremacy. And now Valve has responded. They've given their take on Steam Deck versus Switch, and you could interpret their comments a couple of different ways. Now, I'll give you my take afterwards. Let's hear it directly from Valve. In an interview with IGN, the designer of the Steam Deck, Greg Coomer, had this to say: "We ended up with a device that cosmetically shares some traits with the Switch, but that just was, it's kind of an artifact of how we proceeded down the design direction." Basically saying like, yo, if you're gonna make a handheld, it kind of has to look like this, right? And then taking all the memes and the comparisons into account, programmer Pierre-Loup Griffes had this to say: "So I think Nintendo does a great job targeting the audience they do with the content that they have, and that's going to be different." Valve clearly implied and pointed out that the Nintendo Switch and the Steam Deck are not targeting the same type of person, not even the same gamer. He continued, "When you pick this up, it feels much more like the ergonomics for somebody who's used to playing with an expensive game controller," right? Now, I can't help but feel that's a bit of a shot at the Switch, like, yo, you and your cute Joy-Con playing Mario Party, have fun with your games, we are the hardcore. And I guess it makes sense since it is trying to go for a more premium offering that is akin to a laptop or a PC, as opposed to a handheld console. He said it's bigger and it's bulkier than a Switch, and if we're right, that's the right trade-off to be making for the audience we're going after. Let me put it this way: if you're a gamer and you pick up a Switch and you pick up a Steam Deck, you're going to know which one is right for you, and you're going to know it within 10 seconds. That's an interesting claim, because I think I'm down for both. I'd love to have a Switch and I'd love to have a Steam Deck, but they believe that there is a distinct difference between the player base for Switch and Steam Deck. What do you think? Are you somebody that would know within 10 seconds which you want, or do you think you'd be like, I want both of them? Now, my take is that these two systems can coexist happily. And it's not so much that they target such disparate audiences, although I do think there is some separation. The Steam Deck is a more expensive piece of hardware that does have all the doodads like the touchpads and the back bumpers and better processing power. But look at what Switch fans have been wanting this year. Better processing power, a stronger Nintendo Switch. Maybe the overlap is more than some people are anticipating. I think a lot of players that have a Switch will also grab a Steam Deck, and I think a lot of players that have a Steam Deck may also have a Switch, because there's only one place you can play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and there's only one place that you can play Mario Kart, and that isn't the Steam Deck, but there's also only one of these that runs so many modern era games at a really good clip, and you can play Jedi Fallen Order, you can play Control, you can play all of these multi-plat titles looking their best. You can even play some games from Microsoft and Sony that absolutely are not on the Switch. So yes, these two handhelds are different, and their focal audiences are probably different as well. But I do think there is overlap. Just not enough overlap to make them direct clashing competitors, like with one winner and one loser. I think they both can succeed, except one will succeed a lot more, and that's because Nintendo Switch has a history behind it. And it also has a healthy lineup of exclusives and the mind share to make this thing sell 100 million units. There's no chance that the Steam Deck comes anywhere close. The price point, the fact that it's just a portable PC, the fact that there aren't any exclusives, and just the known nostalgia and love for Nintendo that has made their portable platforms so popular across the globe. So I'd like to turn this conversation from Steam Deck versus Nintendo Switch to Steam Deck and Nintendo Switch. I think they can happily coexist, and you better believe I'm getting both of them. Let me know in the comments down below if you are intrigued, excited by the Steam Deck, and how do you feel? Do you think they are clashing head to head, or do you think they're kind of like competitors running a similar race, but can both be victorious in their own ways? Time for the poll. Every evening on the community tab, turn that notification bell on. Ding! Today I asked, do you want to get any of the new Switch games this week? And dang, all y'all are sitting out. I don't know if that's because you don't have supreme interest in any of these titles, or if you're just saving for that holiday lineup. Now, 75% said none. That is a lot of people. 11% said The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, 10% said Neo The World Ends With You, 3% said Eldest Souls, and 1% said Unbound Worlds Apart. Now, I'm gonna play all of these games, but I get it. Like I said, they are very genre specific, and a lot of you probably just bought Zelda based on those Amazon sale numbers. So it makes good sense. And it makes good sense to spend our 10 to 15 minutes each day together. I love y'all, and I appreciate your support so much. Thanks for being here. I'll see you back tomorrow. It is Wisdom Teeth Day, and I think it might also be Animal Crossing Update Day, so that is gonna be an interesting day, but we will figure out how we get it done. Until that time, though, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Appreciate you. Hit that like button if you can, and until next time, SwitchForce out.